There's a hollow part of the tree right at the front, but it's...
Oh? Show it to somebody else.
It's a humble gift shop, Whack. Boggy dolls, boggy dolls, boggy toys, boggy postcards. Yeah. Boggy dolls. Brightly colored boggy baseball caps. Is there something behind them? Brightly colored Is there something? A Boggy's Bog mug. Maybe I'll get one and surprise Officer James for Christmas.
These hats look pretty stupid. Luckily, kids seem to like stupid stuff.
You sell a lot of them?
Yeah, they're pretty popular. I always thought it was weird that his feet are in that little bucket all the time.
It's just part of the character, I guess. I'm surprised they don't sell some sort of boggy foot soaker.
And that would be the one product I'd consider buying.
Ah. No thanks, my friend. I'm afraid I have no idea. Show it to somebody else. No thanks, my friend. I'm afraid I have no idea.
That's great. I'm sorry I have not seen that before. What is it? Some evidence from last night's murder?
If you want an autograph, a plain sheet of paper will suffice, thank you. I don't really have time to be looking at items from your collection.
A good example of how Boggy's feet are never shown in any form. They often use that little red bucket to hide them. This is just a piece of junk they sell to tourists. It has no resemblance to the real creature. Next time, only show me something if it's important. Let's make that a rule. You're wasting your precious time, Detective. An important piece of the puzzle. This journal is a key to unlocking the history of this place. I've never seen that before, and I never want to see it again. Are you asking about the cartoon character? Because I have no interest in such childish matters.
No, I think I'm asking about the actual creature. What's the difference anyway?
Everything! Oh, yes, I know him. He occasionally asks me about the history and biology of the swamp creature. I explained to him what the real Boggy looks like and how they changed his appearance for the cartoon character.
Why did he ask about that?
Because some people are naturally curious. You should give it a try sometime. The man was a fool. That's all you need to know.
If you bring me something with liquid on it, I might be able to help you. I'm not even sure who that is.
He was a friend for many years. If you have any questions about him or his belongings, I may be able to help you. That's Mr. Remington's old hunting rifle. He usually keeps it around. For whatever reason, he was very fond of that thing. Looks like it was fired recently. It's Mr. Remington's fireplace poker. This slime on the handle. It's familiar for some reason. That's the same fabric from Mr. Remington's curtains. I can't help you with that one. Sorry. You're prime suspect, am I correct?
Well, technically, but I'm not even sure he's real.
Don't worry about that. Real or not, the creature's the most important part of this mystery.
Which one? The cartoon character or the real creature?
Exactly.
Ah!
Yes, the reason we're all here, of course.
Not me.
Isn't he your prime suspect?
Well, officially, yeah, but I mean...
What an amazing creature! No one has seen him for 60 years and he still manages to get accused of murder. Incredible! If you want an autograph, a plain sheet of paper will suffice, thank you. I don't really have time to be looking at items from your collection. You won't be getting very far discussing that with me. Try someone less important. He's a talented man, that Burl. Sometimes I wonder if he'd be better off pursuing his photography full-time, you know. If you want an autograph, a plain sheet of paper will suffice, thank you.
I'm sorry, I have not seen that before. What is it? Some evidence from last night's murder?
So, this is where they found Remington's body. There are bizarre and back down into those reeds by the water.
He drew me into his journal. I was 20 years old. That's the end of the story.
I bet it's not. Does this explorer have a name?
Yes?
Are you going to tell me?
No. No, thank you. You should ask someone else. If you bring me something with liquid on it, I might be able to help you.
I can't help you with that one. Sorry. Why don't you show that to someone else? I don't know everything, I'm afraid. I can't help you with that one. Sorry.
He made sure I always got paid, so I can't say anything bad about him.
You can if you like. He won't hear you.
You should have more respect for the dead.
I know. Boggy is my prime suspect, you know. The creature you're trying to protect.
Protect is the wrong word. If your suspicions were correct, we could both agree he's a creature that doesn't need protecting.
You think he might be the murderer?
I think he's a wild animal, and he wants to be left alone at any cost.
These flower petals seem a little out of place, lying on the ground over there. Looks like this path leads towards the northwest corner of Boggy's Bog. I can't wait. Looks like this path leads towards the northwest corner of Boggy's Bog. I can't wait. A rather prominent tree stump looming over the wooden pathway. It's hard to ignore. Not suspicious. Suspicious. Photos and paintings line the wall above but one of the frames is empty. Wait a second. This photograph, and some other men I don't know. Maybe I can ask Harper. These animals, I don't recognize any of them. This is the creepiest office I've ever been in. Ever. This is the creepiest office I've... Something happened here. There are signs of a struggle between the desk and the window. There are bizarre footprints and back. The strange footprints stop right by these reeds. Maybe I should take a closer look. The open window looks over the wooden planks outside. Oh, and on one side, a part of the curtain has been ripped off. Remington's desk is covered in drawings. It's all about Boggy. An ink bottle is spilled onto his work. Eesh, it's a bit of a mess. Perhaps there's something on it. It's a note. The hand Richard. Where send the letter and it's some kind. The whole thing is a. It's a send the letter and it's some kind of the whole thing. There's a map of the swamp lying on the desk. It's been annotated in a few places. It's a letter Remington was writing before my Iris, whatever. I feel old. Vincent Vanderpeer's business card. There's a couple of numbers scribbled on the back. There's a map of the swamp. It's this area is kind of empty. I can't see anything worth writing down. What's this? It's like a little forest back here. It's like a little forest back here. This staircase is a tree, and this tree is a staircase, and this place is so weird. Grass, trees, nothing unusual. I'm not going to worry about how frail that wooden path looks. Nope. I'm impressed someone managed to... And there's nothing else in here. It's a journal. Bad news. Remington, I don't know what to do. Was my whole protest in vain? They'll shut this place down, sure, but...
Oh? A man who has sacrificed luxuries to protect those who need protecting. Pretty good beard, too.
Now there's a man who could handle himself.
I'm not so sure.
Well, apart from yesterday, that was just a one-off, wasn't it?
For him, I think so, yes.
If If you want an autograph, a plain sheet of paper will suffice, thank you. I don't know if it's any use to you at all. I'll film again tonight and try to get a version without all those bizarre noises in the background. I don't really have time to be looking at items from your collection.
There's a narrow path here leading up that hill and through the trees. It doesn't look inviting. I'm not sure it's part of the tourist attraction.
Oh? What is it? Some evidence from last night's murder?
This is the creepiest office I've... Hunting memorabilia. Claws, teeth. It would be an impressive collection if it wasn't so disturbing. I don't know what's in that jar, and I'm gonna stop looking at it now. These animals, I don't recognize any of them. I don't like it here. I don't like it here. I'd better take a look at this. Let's see here. This journal belonged to the explorer who first discovered Boggy in this swamp 60 years ago. These are skulls? Oh, they're just models. Creepy models. Apparently the museum was founded by the explorer many years ago, in a different location. It's only recently been moved here to be part of the tourist attraction. That might explain why it looks so out of place. This is a really cramped museum. Just one room. Not worth the admission price. Some educational facts about swamps. Did you know swamps are gross? Yes? Yes, I did. Books about Boggy and other mysterious creatures. I'll read them some other time. This is a really cramped museum. Not worth the admission price. Things in jars. Ooh. I don't like things in jars. Unless the thing is marmalade. Apparently, this is the exact hat worn by the explorer 60 years ago. It seems everyone is destined to lose a hat or two in this damn swamp. Some educational fact. Did you know swamps are gross? That's the logo for Boggy Bog. So, I'm guessing this museum is an official part of the tourist attraction. I hope they don't charge an entrance fee. That museum is quite a nice building, which makes it look even more out of place in the swamp. Is it being held up on wooden supports? It's bizarre. There's a little door in the wall here. I think it leads outside. It's locked, though. Models of Boggy's claw. Something does... This is a really cramped, not worth the admission price. This is a really not... Apparently... This is a not worth the admission price. It's a poster from the old Boggy cartoon show. Boggy playing the piano. He's having a grand old time. Swamp Studios, providing the best in swamp-based animated entertainment. Boggy playing the piano. He's having a grand old time. It says another story from Boggy's Bog. But actually, I think this is from the very first episode. The water is black and deep. My favorite kind. The water is black and deep.
You finally returned. Well, did you find the swamp creature? Where is he?
I didn't find him.
What? You're not getting paid to wander about aimlessly, Grimoire. Get back out there.
I don't need to.
Why not? I thought he was our prime suspect.
Not anymore.
Didn't you find photographic evidence of Boggy from last night? Let me see that photo. If that's not Boggy, what is it?
I found designs for the costume in a trash can. Not only that, I collected all the pieces of the costume myself. Well, nearly all of them. There's still the one that...
But the footprints at the scene of the crime! How can you prove these don't belong to a real creature? How can you prove these don't belong to a real creature? How can you prove these don't belong to a real creature? How can you prove these don't belong to a real creature? can you prove these don't belong to a real creature? What's this? I thought there were no records of a footprint anywhere.
No public records. The footprints at the crime scene don't match the ones on this page. They were just a product of these slippers. A part of the costume.
But Grimoire, this costume, it doesn't have claws of any kind. How do you explain the 3 wounds on the victim's chest?
The prongs match up with the wounds perfectly. The handle's even covered in slime, see?
Ah, but this swamp slime was one of the reasons Boggy became a suspect in the first place. Surely this only incriminates the creature further.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? But that slime, it's not exactly what you think. This stuff has an uncanny resemblance to the so-called swamp slime. A bunch of it was stolen from the storeroom of the cafe, which reminds me.
What is that exactly?
A poisoned hot dog. It's the second reason that the murderer broke into the storeroom. He put this green powder on the entire supply, just to make sure.
To make sure of what?
To make sure Remington got ill and had to return to his office.
Remington went back to his office? Alone? I've been looking through your evidence, Grimoire. One piece in particular seems critical to me. I think we need to work
The
out.
video footage? Vincent Vanderpeer filmed it last night, at the exact moment of the murder, I believe.
Well, exactly. I think we can both agree these sounds in the background. They're essential in our mystery. Could you talk me through them? Just rearrange the descriptions on the left to match the sounds on the right. Drag them around and keep swapping until you're happy with the order. And if you want to hear the sounds again, you can tap on them.
No problem. I can always check my case file if I want to go over my notes.
Just rearrange the
No problem. I can always check my I think that's it.
Ah, excellent. There's just two small details bothering me. First of all, if Remington ripped off a piece of his curtains, why wasn't it found at the crime scene? What happened to it?
Turns out the murderer took that piece of fabric and concealed it inside the head of the costume. Then he fled the crime scene to hide all the parts in different areas of the swamp.
Ah, well, that's my problem. If Remington fired his rifle, how did the assailant survive and manage to escape? Did Remington miss his target?
At point blank? A man of his experience? I don't think so. In fact, the answer to that question is the very last link in our chain. The one thing that has eluded me so far. I'll drag the clue items from the left onto my drawing here, and we'll see what happens when we compare the pieces I collected with the original design I found.
Wait! You never found the body piece! The torso!
You're right, and I never would have found it. Not lying around. Not like the others.
But what does this have to do with the murderer surviving the rifle shot?
This torso is probably made up of some thick material, something covering the culprit's entire upper body. I believe it may have even been enough to
soften the impact from a bullet! Aha!
Exactly.
Well, let's put your theory to the test. Where is that last piece of the costume? But how? We looked everywhere. Not a single clue.
Simple. He's still wearing it.
I don't know what you want with me. Sounds like you two were smart enough to uncover the real criminal in this swamp, and lucky enough to have somebody else deal with him for you. You worked it out. He had his rifle on him. He got half a glance at me and pulled the trigger without hesitation.
But why would he do that? You were dressed as Boggy. He shouldn't be pointing his gun at a unique scientific specimen, not to mention his main attraction.
You're right. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense, does it? Not unless you're in on the secret. The hunting photo was framed because Richard Remington was here to hunt Boggy. Ooh, that's nearly right. The hunting photo leads me to believe Richard Remington was here to hunt Boggy. A secret society, an order of hunters, seeking out mysterious and elusive creatures.
The order goes further than this one man, and much further than this one swamp.
The whole thing is kind of distressing. I knew something was wrong as soon as I stepped into that office.
I'm glad you've finally come around. It's not just
But what about Remington? He was a member of this order?
He made Boggy his own personal project, his own obsession. For years he hunted the creature, the potential perfect addition to his collection.
But he owned the tourist attraction. He set it up himself, didn't he?
He did. It was just his way of forming a legal loophole. Since the area became protected, he and his friends were unable to come here for hunting anymore. Boggy's Bog was just a front for his own little game. A man pursuing a creature.
A creature that might not even exist.
And that's why Remington kept a rifle nearby at all times?
Well, exactly. He didn't want to take any chances.
Now, don't you see? I did this place a service. Did Boggy a service. That creature, he can live in peace again.
Can he? You tried to frame him for murder. You wanted everyone to think he was some kind of ruthless predator?
Well, think about it. Once he became suspected of murder, they'd have no choice but to shut this whole place down. Everyone would finally realize they had no business here.
But he's not a killer. You're the one who...
Detective.
You. It's
finished. Well, don't be angry. You should be glad. It's finally time to leave the swamp. You have another job to do.
I don't know.
Not that it makes any difference to somebody like you, but I never intended to kill him. Just to scare him. Convince him Boggy wasn't going to let him live here in peace any longer. But, true to form, he had his rifle on him. You worked out the rest yourself.
It makes a difference.
Well, Mr. Everstone, I'm afraid you'll still have to come with us. Fortunately, there's a police station just a few miles down the...
Hey, wait!
Aha! Looks like you solved more than one mystery tonight.
Grimoire.
Well, what did they decide to do?
We had Mr. Everstone questioned. He was happy to tell us everything he knew. A number of rumors going around the department have been confirmed.
And Remington's office?
Searched down to the last detail. And, well, we agree with you. But I know what you're thinking. I'd love to put an end to it, just the same as you. But there's always...
Are we going after them?
We'd better be.